Utah coming to Florida. Like Vegas obviously knows something, and I think Gator fans should be happy about this, or optimistic at least, because there's no reason that if you brought it up, like how bad they struggled a year ago, they've lost 6 of their last 9 games. This is Florida. The defense was awful. 3 of those wins, by the way, or 2 of those 3 wins were against Vandy and Samford. And that Samford game, you gave up 52 points to Samford. You look at Utah. Utah comes in. I'm sorry, Florida still. They've also lost 7 of their last 8 games against ranked opponents. And now you have a top 10 team coming in that won 9 of their last 10 games in the regular season, put up 38 points or more, I think, in like 6 of their last 7. A really, really talented and well-coached team. I really hope that Florida fans aren't like hinging all of their confidence on humidity, because I don't think that's a good place to start. I think the environment is going to be very, very loud because of, just the way that the swamp is. What are the keys for Florida? I wouldn't say to keep it close. They're only a 2-point underdog.
First and foremost, the reason they're a 2-point underdog is because of the heat, the humidity, the environment that the fans are going to create. Right. Utah hasn't seen anything like what the combination of those things is going to present to them in a challenge on Saturday night. And it's not a night. 7 o'clock in Gainesville, Florida, still 90 degrees, still 95% humidity.
Dude. 95% humidity.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for them for sure. But if Florida wins, that's great. I hope they win. Obviously, I'm a huge supporter of my alma mater. But if they don't, there's still things I want to see from them. I don't believe in moral victories, but I want to see them play with some continuity. I want to see them play with some offensive rhythm. I want to see a defense that's able to create pressure with their defensive line. And maybe more importantly than anything else, I want to see them compete for 60 minutes, because we last saw them in November. There was complete capitulation, not only from the players, but the coaches as well. I think that's one thing that Napier and his staff have done a great job is circling the wagons, getting everybody back on the same page. And I want to see how that kind of manifests itself on Saturday night when they actually play in a game. When something goes wrong, do they hang their head, or have they changed kind of their MO from what they looked like when we saw them in November of last year?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think a lot of the teams that take on the personality of their coach, and that's kind of where Mullen was at that point. It was a very, very odd ending. I think, and then Grantham is going to be Grantham. I could not agree more. That might be the fuck moral victories and all that kind of stuff, but that might be the most important thing to take away, especially as you get into the rest of the year against that gauntlet of a schedule. Again, looking at it just from a standpoint of what Utah's able to do, I will say Utah had 4 losses last year, and 3 of those, or all 4 were away from home, and 3 of them they were favored by 1 score, just like they are this weekend. The biggest story that no one's talking about, Doering, and I'm just going to throw this out there. How about the fact that the entire state of Utah is headed to Florida, like in this very weird adult spring break, with BYU going to Tampa and then Utah going to Gainesville? And I don't know if you've been keeping up with Mormons this summer, but they've had a very, very risque couple of months here. And I am very excited to see what that looks like.
It's been a hot Mormon summer. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's been a hot Mormon summer. The Mormon moms of TikTok. That is the story that I didn't know I needed, but I'm so glad that I have now. And then they have the Zach Wilson stuff. Listen, there's a lot of things that go on in Tampa, and none of them, for the most part, are great. If you're going back to Utah, I think they should be way less concerned about the humidity, and way more about the dude on bath salts outside of a Wawa that they're going to run into on I-4. There's just such a treasure trove of things that are going to happen with these 2 cultures colliding this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Obviously, I've heard the reports of 10 to 12,000 Utah fans being in attendance on Saturday night. They've actually lowered the amount of alcohol that Ben Hill Griffin Stadium ordered for this game. So it's not going to be great for alcohol sales, but should be a great environment having the red in the stadium there with all that orange and blue, man.
Well, 12,000, by the way, that's only actually 3 families when you break it down. So, all right, give me a prediction for you already said the season win total. Give me a prediction for this weekend's game, any key points and all that good stuff. And that's about it, man. I'll let you get to the airport.
My guy, I am here. I have got to run. My flight leaves in about 20 minutes. So
Oh
I
shit,
told you, I
go.
think Florida probably wins 7 games. I'll be happy if they are able to win 8. But for some reason, and maybe you can throw me into the unrealistic Gator fan category now, I think they find a way to win on Saturday against Utah. But they need to with that schedule in September because they very easily could be 1-3 by the end of the month if they don't find a way to get one here on Saturday night.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Go, don't miss your flights, and we appreciate the time and all the good stuff, and we'll talk to you soon.